Fabien Dettori. You take photographs, often Polaroids, and then through different techniques, you alter them, let them age, paint on them, sometimes destroy them and reconstruct them, much in the tradition of the Japanese art form of kintsugi, where you repair the photographs with golden lines, golden particles. Your work is multi-layered, multi-dimensional, and perhaps we could even say polychronic. We'll get to your subject matter and the spirit and emotional, psychological significance of your work in a second, but let's first talk about your methodology, the work behind the art. And I'll take a little bit of bubbly.
So thank you so much for having me. It's my first exhibition here in Hamburg, and so I'm very happy to present this piece of work. So all my work is a tribute to women, but through women, it's life that I want to highlight, to pay tribute. I'm working with gold because I want to highlight the preciousness of time. And so yes, as you said, there is a lot of influence in my work. There is Japanese influence of kintsugi for my still life. There is also the Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi, and yeah, it's all a question to express the preciousness of time and memory, and that's why I use gold. So I first take a picture because I really want to capture a real moment of life, something that has really happened. It's very important to me. For example, to make a photography, it's to show a real moment. Painting is an interpretation of life, and what I want through mixing those both medium is to really express what I really want to do. It's to take a real moment of life and then to interpret it through painting.
So the second question has to do with that as well. I'm a big fan of Walter Benjamin. I don't know if you know Walter Benjamin. And one of the things that he discusses is the aura of a work of art. And it's chronotope, as in chronos and topos, time and space. And this seems so relevant to your work of art. Where do we find the aura of your paintings, and what is their chronotope? Because you are playing with time. There's the time of Walter Benjamin would have had a heyday with you. You know, this whole idea of, he talked about sort of this experience of a painter looking at the model, painting, the time it takes, the light that changes, and how it's then fixed on the painting. And what you do is you take this momentary glance, right? And then you age it, then you alter it. So where is the aura in Walter Benjamin's sense? Where is the chronotope?
I don't know if I get it right, your question, but what I can answer is that I never ask a model to pose, for example, because posing would be faking an emotion. And I've been a fashion photographer for when I was younger, and I really want to be as far as possible from this field now. And so what you see, all the models, or for me they are not models, but they are just women, are
Subjects?
no subjects. No. It would be an objectivation of the woman, and muses could be a right term, but just women. Some of them were part of my life, so it was, of course, easier to go to the authenticity of life. I'm documenting life. I'm documenting my life, and when I'm working with a woman, I just let them live in the atelier where talking a lot. There is a question of trust, of course, and we have both to feel comfortable. And then I'm gonna try to catch the invisible, those little gestures that you usually don't look at. And for me, that's where the poetry of life is. It's always in those little things. And this one is quite a good example, because this one, you know, she was doing her hair done, and it was like an archaic movement, natural archaic movement, and so I catched it, and that's what moves me. It's to catch life, the authenticity without faking.
And where is the moment? You know, there's this whole lapse of time which you are playing with. So there's this, in German it's Augenblick, le moment je trouve pas le mot. It's un moment poétique, voilà. That happens, that occurs, that is real, that is actual. And then there's this painting that, I mean, you know, Elsa au miroir, all sorts of classical paintings. It evokes, there's a depth to it. You play with lights. So it has aged. It is no longer that moment. So I think we are no longer in real time. Perhaps we are, but I'll let you answer it.
Yes, exactly. With this one, for example, first of all, there is no expectation during my shooting session. If there is something happens, it happens. Otherwise, it won't. It was not the right moment. So I really catch it. I really stole this moment. I'm really. It asked me to be hypersensitive, as all artists are, but it asked me to be aware to those little gestures and to be like a hunter, you know, to hunt the poetry. And then I made a print on a cotton paper. It's a really organic one. And I paint on it because what I like is the texture. You know, when you're looking at a painting from Delacroix, from Van Gogh, or on
We'll get to that in a second.
Sorry, I don't want to spoil. So the texture, it's life of the artist for me. So the brush strokes, and then I let. That's when I use time as a material. Is that I let the print live in my atelier without any protection, without any special caring, and time damaged it like us, and when I think it's enough, I varnish it. That's why, you know, you can see the traces of time, and that's what moves me. It's to put a lot of things that can be mirroring our own condition.
Please go ahead. Anything else? No. And then you fix it. At some point, you fix it. I mean, fix it in time.
At some point, yes, I fix it in time, yeah. And there is another thing, is that for the frame that you can see here, for me, there's a part of the artwork, I never buy frames. For years, I've been chasing in the streets of Paris some old frames that are abandoned. And I give them another life through this work, because I think it's the same approach than with the kintsugi, because I think that they are charged with memories, they are charged with poetry, and I feel sorry that they just end their life in the sidewalks, and so I stock them in my house, and when it's time, when they fit with the artwork, I use them.
Mm. It's beautiful, especially nowadays, you know, with environmental consciousness, sustainability. I think it's also absolutely the right thing to do in our times. So the next question, Rodin, whose work you greatly admire, made his figures come out of the marble or the matter that he was working. You seem to add the figure to the matter. It's as if your figures were going back, this is my interpretation, as if your figures were going back to the earth, to the elements, and to themselves. Am I completely off, or can you see what I...
I can see. I really can see what you say, because Rodin used to, for example, sculpt only a hand, for example, or it was unfinished figure. And what he used to say that a body amputated from his arm, for example, is a figure à part entière. It means that it's going to go to the essential, to the emotion, and try to delete all the superflu. And if you see at the art history, who is the sculpture who represents the most the power of women, the femininity? It's Venus de Milo, and she has no arms, and she's really powerful, and that's what moves me. And Rodin used to go really to the essential, and that's sometimes what I try to do at my level.
It's okay, it's okay. So you are French, born in Versailles, but your last name suggests more Italian ancestry. Perhaps you'll tell me in a second. You admire French artists, but are also influenced by British, Austrian, and Russian artists, Japanese art forms, and you have exhibitions all over the world. How do people from different countries react differently to your art? And, do the French react more like you? Or do they notice the things that you notice? Or if I could maybe rephrase the question, what is the national or cultural identity of your work? And are there countries that receive it sort of just naturally better or easier?
Yeah, I really understand your question. So I can say another quote is from Picasso, who used to say that every artist has a father and a mother, and inspiration doesn't come from nowhere. And so, as my mother, she's a painter, and I've been dragged to museums since my prime. Of course, I've got so much influences, and the audience, you're totally right, react differently in Europe or in New York. In New York, it was really frappant. How do you say frappant? Surprising, yeah. Yeah, surprised, yeah, shocking, yeah. Because I was doing this big art fair and doing some performances where I was doing an artwork live. And explaining why I'm doing this, why I'm working with gold, the kintsugi, and they were all amazed because they are not used to have a background behind paintings. Not all of them, of course. But into art fairs. Some collectors have a wall. They want to buy an artwork that fits on the wall. It's much more like decorative, maybe. And so, I had a really big success, an unexpected one, because everybody told me, okay, your artwork are small size, and in New York, in the US, we like big things, and
Texas.
and it was really, really interesting to discuss with the audience and to explain them why they are small. It's because I want to keep them private. Intimacy is something precious, so there is all a process behind this, and they were not used to that. And so it was really satisfying to have such a good feedback from the audience, American audience. Of course, in Paris, it's much more common. Um, in Berlin, I've done 8 solo shows in Berlin, and each time the welcoming is so overwhelming. You know, and it's yeah. I don't know. I just make my way. I just talk about my art in with my art, and without calculating or yeah.
And the Italian last name?
And the Italian, I only have done only one.
But I mean your Italian last name.
Ah, Dettori. Dettori, yeah, it's from Sardinia. So, yeah, I've got a special connection with Italy, and I'm going, yeah, maybe once every 2 months to Italy.
Is your father Italian?
My father is Italian. Venice is my city of heart since I'm really young. And I'm very proud this year to do a solo show during the Biennale. So that's quite prestigious, and I'm really happy and proud for that. And yeah, in Milan it was also a really good accueil.
Welcoming. So I asked you, what is your national character or your national cultural identity, or what is the cultural identity of your paintings? And that's one of my things. You don't know me that well, so I really focus a lot on third culture kids and on third culture kid research, and artists, musicians, ballet dancers. I mean, really throughout the arts, everybody's a third culture kid. It seems like it's always a mélange. It's just a topic, if you can indulge me on it for just a second, that interests me, a topic that interests me so much. Is it important for you are you a French artist? Are you just an artist? Are all artists just artists? Maybe you can just kind of just tell me what you think about that. And you use Japanese art forms. You are partly Italian. You exhibit all over the world. Or perhaps the question is, art in all its forms has this incredible power to unite people and to show how it really doesn't matter. How it really doesn't matter. How it's just like, it can be amalgam. It can be individual. It can have individual aspects of it. Anyway, I'll let you tell me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I understand your question, but I don't feel like to be a French artist or Italian. It's like, am I a photographer? Am I a painter? I don't mind. I'm just expressing myself with my tools, because painting or photography, it's there are only tools to express emotions. It's like music too. It's the same process, and those emotions I'm trying to catch are universal. So no, I don't have really a feeling of being a French or.
You have been admittedly influenced by 3 great 19th century French painters, Delacroix, Chasseriau, and Ingres. And if we just take a quick glance at these artists and their most famous paintings, here are 2 works that come to mind, at least to my mind, from each. From Delacroix, the death of Sardanapalus, liberty leading the people, commemorating the 1830 revolution. I think everybody thinks of that. From Chasseriau, Andromeda Chained, Apollo and Daphne, and perhaps from Ingres, Grand Odalisque, or La Source, okay? And I think you partly answered this question already, but I'll ask it anyway. And the subject matter, the imagery of the female body, and the many facets in which it is portrayed and treated by these 3 artists are mirrored a lot in your work. Is this intentional? Are you specifically evoking these postures of the past. And you already said you don't make your models pose, so I think that's what I mean. You partly answered it, but are you trying to evoke these? I mean, they are your positions are these classical, epic, iconic positions, or rather quite the opposite. And I think you answered this part as well. Are your nudes more influenced by fashion photography and modernism? And you said you want to get away from fashion photography already. So the question is, do you have this classical aesthetic in mind? And are you playing with that? I mean, you really play with time. Are you playing also with this, sort of taking these modern day women and placing them in, some of the positions are not really very modern. What do you think?
Yeah, the thing is that I let them live in my atelier, and we're living, and I catch those moments, and fortunately, or it happens to remind the odalisque, or it happens to remind some painting. Of course, my light is already very painterly, and because that's my culture, that's my taste. But when I'm creating, I never think about something. I never think, okay, today we are going to do a Delacroix-like. And so, no, it's something I'm really working in. Francis Bacon used to say, how do you, to an interview, the question was, how can you explain inspiration? The answer was, you can't explain inspiration. It's like to explain instinct. And that's true. I really work in an instinctively way. But I always have in mind Rodin and Delacroix, and I'm fortunate enough to have a watercolor, original watercolor from Rodin at my place, and also a drawing of Delacroix. They are my two angels in my atelier. And but no, I never think about a reference before working. Sometimes it's after when the work is done. I can ask myself, looks like something, and it's because simply I was dragged into museums, and there is some influence in me.
So let's look at some of the other influences that you have, that you have admittedly had in your life, some of the artists that you greatly admire. So Lucien Freud was the 20th century British painter, the grandson of Sigmund Freud. And I think from him, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, or if I'm at all on towards being right. And from him, you bring the psychology and the intense relationship between artist and muse, model and painter or photographer. And, you were a fashion photographer, so there must have been there is this trust, there is this relationship. And oftentimes, I mean, especially nowadays in media, this relationship has often been problematic or has been problematized. But you have a very close relationship. You mentioned Rodin. Rodin had models, and he had partly problematic relationships with his models. I mean, we're looking at Camille Claudel, if not any of the other ones. Really so, okay, so go ahead and comment on that.
Yeah, no, Rodin, his approach with women, but it was a question of an epoch. It was even his drawing, his watercolors were very erotic, and it was much more objectivation of a woman, and so that's where our way, parts. No, for me, I don't lead the shootings. For example, the woman drives the shooting, the moments. We are very different with Rodin, definitely, in a way of working or seeing women. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, Lucien Freud. I love Lucien Freud because, his approach was to catch the poetry of life, and not to make a beautiful painting or to make people beautiful, but to make people as they are. and sometimes in a way that was not so valorisant, and yeah, and that's when I'm working, I would always prefer um, 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 a less beautiful picture, but with meanings, than a beautiful and perfect picture, because it's not my thing.
You often refer to Francis Bacon. Yeah. And we, of course, mean the Irish, British, not Sir Francis Bacon, but Francis Bacon, the Irish painter, British later painter. And from him, may I interpret what you maybe have gained from knowing Bacon? Maybe you gained a specific look at the human body and the human condition. And I'm thinking of his crucifixion, and he has this sort of blend, you know, and a lot of your paintings are these blends. Can you go with that?
Yes, what I like with Francis Bacon is that it's a violence to go and see the truth, and to go and dig deep into life, and the same with Lucien Freud. He was very free in his creativity, and so that's yes, that's two of my mentors, but not especially, even if I really love their painting. I don't get inspired by their painting, but I'm inspired by their approach of art, and the way they express what they want to say.
And you have also quoted Egon Schiele, the Austrian expressionist painter, and Nicolas de Staël. So Nicolas de Staël, we have the layers. And I did my homework. I do my homework. You can't ever say that I don't do my homework. So tell me about Egon Schiele. I have my own theories. Nicolas de Staël, I mean, you have the layering and the textures and everything, but I'll let you tell me.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do with some of my work, it's because I like when the photography is quite blurry, is not didactic, and you have to create a relationship with the artwork. It's not like you see a photography and okay, that's a photography. But what I try to do is also to put some mystery and to put some abstraction, because abstraction is something that you're gonna go to the pure emotion. It's like when you pass by a painting of Rothko, of Marcus Rothko. If you just pass by, okay, it's a nice painting, but you have to take your time. You have to create a relation with the artwork, and it's like a vortex. Those big paintings of Rothko, and. Yes, Egon Schiele, I really like his freedom of creation, especially at that time. Nicolas de Staël, yeah, that's my the colors, and it's like Willem de Koning. I can be happy by their painting, because it's pure emotions.
No, thank you. Absolutely. One last question. You are still quite young.
I am what?
You are still quite young. You are 1 year. You are 1 year older than me. Only one. So you still have this whole career path through which you will continue to experiment and grow and do amazing things. But if you think about how you would like to be remembered as an artist, so if you think about how you would like to be remembered as an artist, what would be the most important to you? What would you like people to remember you for? You know, you think you'll have like this, 30, 40, 50 maybe even years of, maybe that's a little ambitious, but 30, 40 maybe years of a career still ahead of you. And if you could say right now already, what do you think would be most important for people to remember about your art? You'll do different things.
All right, I can answer that. I would say he was an asshole, but talented and authentic.
If I may, that's a very French answer. Now give us a more international answer.
No, it's I don't plan. I don't. I don't work with museums, for example. I don't. I just do my thing in my. I just make my road and do what I love, and I'm really fortunate to do what I love, and and every day is a new day. Every day you have to push the button reset. And so I don't have this thing. Oh, I want to be remembered. I would be dead anyway. So no, I just want my daughters to be proud of me.
Oh.
And
What would
yeah,
make them proud?
I think that for now it's a quite little success on the social media. So they are quite proud, but I think they are much more proud when I'm here with them and to take care of them. Yeah.
In the end, it's the human being, it's the father, the husband, the friend, the human being that always matters in the big scheme of things.
And I think it's quite special to have an artist as a father because we are, everything is possible. We are, it's always stay young, try to fight against time,
Yes.
And
Yes, you have to fight against time. No.
yeah, I have to fight against time. I have to fight against time about the other people, life in general, of a normal life, that can influence you. Like at one point, some of my friends from school. They are talking about, in few years they can be retired or whatever. And for me, that's a real abstraction. That's abstract to talk about, this kind of subject, retiring.
But don't fight time. You believe in Japanese, in Asian art forms. There is wisdom. There is.
I'm not scared about the trace of time. I think trace of time are really poetic because it's a history and it's I love wrinkles and I love bruises and I love everything that makes someone singular, and that's what kintsugi is about. It's about to say don't hide your failures because they are precious, and
Anything that I haven't asked you that you'd like to put out there still?
No, that was actually some really great questions. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Fabien Dettori.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. That's it.
Thank you, vielen Dank.
Okay, awesome. I hope we got it. Thank you. Now I'm relaxed.